like ball my dog. What's your problem?
Hello and welcome to Goosebump Cottage. Today it is all about the ceilings and what I have done to them so far. So I've done the ceilings in 3 of the rooms and each one of them is at a different stage. So I think that it's the best moment to actually show you what I have to go through with them. So we're in the kitchen now, and the ceiling here is what I like to call stage 1, which is exactly how we found them, except for me giving them a really, really good clean with like product clean, just to get them ready for the next stage. So I don't know, I suppose nice woods. I like the texture, I like the wood. I don't like the color. It looks a bit like a sauna, um, or I don't know, it's 70s Swiss chalet. Definitely not my thing. So what I want to do is to paint them white. Okay, so we can move now to the next room, which has stage 2, has 1 layer of primer on it. And there you go. Ta-da! I think it already made a difference being white. Now, them being wooden ceilings, a good few of my friends, professional friends, have told me that I need to sand them first. And I really did try to sand them. I looked into buying a sander, but they're quite expensive and it seems that they're not that good. And then I looked into renting a sander, but I couldn't really find one to rent in the area. And then I thought into sanding it by hand by myself, and I decided that I still want shoulders and arms after this job has been done. So I have found an alternative. I don't know how good it is. I suppose time will tell. I bought the best, most expensive primer that I could find. And the primer advertised that it doesn't require sanding and it is good. It's going to work on any surface, including painting on oil-based paint, because the ceilings here, I can only assume that that's an oil-based coating on the wood. And the primer that I got is water-based because everything that I want to use in the house when it comes to paint, I want it to be water-based. I just find it, I don't know, better, less fumes, easier to maintain, quick dry, and it's just like, it's good to know that every single paint in the house is water-based, and then you don't ask yourself, is this oil, is this water, what is this, and so on. Like, I'll know that everything that I've done will be water-based. So hopefully it's going to be good. Stay tuned. Maybe I'll do another video a year from now just to see how it's like. But anyway, let's carry on. Another point is that if you look at the ceiling, it looks nice and clean and clear and smooth. And if you look at the edges, you don't really see any problem there, or at least I don't see any problem there with my untrained eyes. But the moment you paint it white, and this only has 1 layer of primer, you get to see holes in it. Let me go further up to show it to you. So you see, there's a hole here, here, and there's a hole there. And even the edges, they just don't look as nice as with the simple wood. There's cracks and more cracks and holes in them. So Arthur found the solution for this, and I'll show it to you now. These of course are not fixed, but the next room that I'm going to show you has them fixed. And he basically used this guy here, He even has like a little gun for it. See? It's like a gun. And what is it? Filling and sealing of gaps and cracks. Okay. So he spent a whole tube on just one tiny room, but it does look much better. Fair play to him. So now let me show you the last one, which is finished, which is our bedroom. Turn on the light, and ta-da! End result. So this one has one layer of primer and 2 layers of paint. Again, water-based paint, and I didn't go cheap. I didn't buy the most expensive one either, but I didn't go cheap on it. I think it's a good paint. And also you can still see the little holes, but you don't see them black anymore. So I kind of like that. It gives the texture, but also it doesn't feel like a hole anymore, because it's not really a hole anymore. And the wind doesn't blow through it anymore, which I think is very important, now to have wind in your room through the ceiling. One more thing. Initially, I tried to get these guys, the roller guys, with like a big long stick, so I can paint it. So I can paint it, you know, from like the ground, big stick. And I did that on this side over here, and that didn't work very well. I don't know, the texture was wrong, and I still had to go and use a brush after that. So for the rest of the room, I decided to just brush it from the start, and I do find the result to be better. Now I'll go close to it because it's like you can't really see it from a distance, but the texture of it, just painting by brush, I find it much better. Let me get on the bed and show it to you. I actually don't know if you're gonna see it through the camera, but this is the part where I used the roller initially, and then the brush, and then this is the part where I used brush to begin with. Like, I really don't know if you see the difference, but I do recommend you just use the brush. And if you ever do this, and don't go for rollers. One last thing. Well, 2 last things. One, and I swear that I didn't do this on purpose, hiding the brands with paint, but I don't know, it just happened. So this is the primer, and it's a big can. I didn't even do half of it, and I've already covered 3 rooms with it. And then this is the paint. Okay, I don't know, just quick dry water paint. So last thing that I want to show you actually are these paints over here. And these are for the walls. Okay, so initially, to pick the colors on the walls, I have bought magazines and went on Pinterest and did Google and color wheel and color patterns and just like what goes well with this and so on, and I came up with 2 or 3 kind of options, and then I went to the shop and bought precisely those ones. Fortunately, it didn't work out very well. It just didn't work. So after that, 1 week later, I went to the shop and I literally bought every single sample that I found cute and potentially working for this room. And then I just put them on the wall. I also have to say that was much more fun. So we have this, and these are not the only ones that we've tried. We tried quite a few others, but they were just so bad that I had to cover them. And we actually have a winner. So I tried both warm colors and cold colors, cold tones, and I think we're gonna go for the cold ones. So the winner is this guy here for for this wall and this wall only, which will have the bed on it as well, the bed stand. And then this kind of duck egg light green kind of color, it's going to cover the other 3 walls. So this part with the window, and this part where the wardrobe is going to be. So stay tuned, because I'm going to try to do this, to paint this weekend, because we really want to move into this bedroom as soon as possible. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to show you how that looks like. Thanks for watching.
Oh.
We have a winner.
Come in. So Ellie has painted the ceiling, 2 coats of primer, and we filled in a lot of the holes. There's quite a lot of holes. There's still a few little ones which we may fill in or we may leave for character, but looking at it in daylight, there's still a few bits. I don't know if the brush can get them or not. And we did put some samples of paint on the wall last night, and they were so bad that Ellie painted over them. And now we have the remaining colours, which I think are all equally bad. We do want to, some people would say sacrilegiously, paint these doors. We want to do it with a black kind of a wood dye, so they still hopefully show some grain. So I'm going to take this door off, take it outside and sand it. And our ever-present helper is arrived. So, do this.
And now we are reaching the corner. Let's see what's beyond the corner.
Houses. Woods.
And geese.
And geese.
And another person walking doggies, many doggies. Okay, I think we should turn around. I think it's a dog walker or a person with many doggies.
Yeah. It's Saturday night, and this is how we get our kicks. Filling in holes in the ceiling. It's my crack.
So what are you doing there?
I'm filling in these really big nasty gaps with some caulk, so when we finish painting it, it won't look absolutely horrible, which it does at the moment. And unfortunately there are some very large holes in some places, so I've had to put bits of wood in to fill in the gap, fill in the holes. So, it's great fun. And I've used 1 tube of caulk so far, and I've done about half the room.
So can you show us what you're doing there?
I can. I'm going to move the ladder away from the candles. So there's a big gap here, and there's a bit of a draft, actually. And you can see the paint doesn't go all the way in, so it doesn't look very nice. So we're just going to fill it with some caulk. And because I'm not very good at this, I'm going to use my finger just because I want to make sure that there's still a ridge. Because there should be a ridge between the wood. I don't want it to be bumpy. And that's what I'm doing.
Always the edge as well.
Yeah, well, the edge is a bit more difficult. The gap is quite big in there. And actually, I'm about to run out of caulk. This is the new tube of caulk, and it comes sealed, and you have to cut the end off.
That's a cute saw that you have.
This is called a junior hacksaw. Cutting metal. Oh, let me grasp it. And so you could use the new tube. You don't have to waste all of this. So we'll use the old tube. Or nozzle even. Screw that on. And there we go. Make that a little bit bigger. You can cut this to whatever length or width you want. I usually keep it small so I can seal it afterwards easily. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And keep that as a spare. So back to the fun bit.